The rebellion has failed. The rebel leaders, once filled with pride and dreams of change, now walk slowly with their hands tied. Their confidence is gone. They know what's waiting for them. And it's not just death, it's humiliation and fear. They reach the place where they will be executed. They're looking around, expecting to see gallows or a firing squad. But what they see instead makes them stop in shock. There are cannons, lots of them, lined up and ready. This is not going to be a normal execution. This method is called blowing from a gun. It's one of the most horrible ways humans have ever invented to kill someone. It works like this. Tie the person to the front of a loaded cannon, then fire the cannon. The blast tears the body apart in a second. The person isn't just killed. Their body explodes. Arms, legs, even the head are blown far away. What's left is often impossible to recognize. It's a message to everyone. Don't rebel, or this will happen to you. This terrifying way of execution started with the Portuguese in the early 1500s. Later, the Mughal Empire used it too, but it became most famous during British rule in India. In 1857, there was a massive rebellion in India against the British. The British wanted to crush the rebels and scare others, so they brought back this brutal method. They tied the captured rebels to cannons and fired. Crowds were forced to watch. It was meant to shock and break the spirit of the people, but it didn't end there. Afghanistan used this method even more than India. There, it wasn't only rebels who were blown from cannons. Thieves and criminals also suffered the same fate. This was done publicly, with the whole village watching. It became a part of how they punished people. The process was simple but cruel. The prisoner was tied to the cannon, usually with their back to the barrel. Ropes were tightly wound around their chest and arms. Sometimes, stakes were used to keep the cannon steady. Guards held the prisoner until the last second. Usually, they used a blank shot, meaning there were no cannonballs inside, just the explosive blast. That was enough to destroy the human body. It caused the chest to explode and the head to shoot straight up into the air. But sometimes the cannons were loaded with iron balls or sharp metal pieces. These would fly in all directions, even hitting people in the crowd. Some people watching the execution were injured or even killed. One British officer described what he saw. When the cannon fired, the man's head flew 40 to 50 feet into the air. His arms were torn off. His chest was gone. There was nothing left that looked human. Even nature joined in the horror. Vultures would fly over the execution grounds, waiting. Sometimes they caught flying body parts before they even hit the ground. Strayed dogs searched for remains. The message was clear. This is what happens when you go against the rulers. By the late 1800s, the British stopped using this method, but it stayed in places like Persia and Afghanistan for many more years. In fact, some reports say the last known use was in the 1930s in Afghanistan. And now, in modern times, some say this idea is still alive. There are reports, though not confirmed, that North Korea has used anti-aircraft guns to execute people in a similar way. It's a terrifying thought, showing that even in today's world, the darkest ideas from history can return.